Unlock business habits and lessons in Ritual's 5-minute management tips with business leaders. Join Irfan and the various respected business leaders in different industries.
Hey guys, what's up? It is Irfan Jafrey with 5-minute management lessons from entrepreneurs. Today, I am excited to have Adithya Bala, who is a attorney out of Scottsdale, Arizona. Adithya, thanks for chatting with us today.
Yeah, of course, Irfan. Thanks for having me.
So, from the moment I met you, one of the things that struck me is that you're very passionate about what you do. Why did you decide to go into law?
Yeah, so actually, before going into law, I did a year of dental school, the traditional Indian route of either medical or engineering, and I picked the medical route. And I quickly realized that it wasn't for me. And what appealed to me about law is the ability to connect with people. It's really the ability to connect with people and serve the underprivileged, serve the underserved. That's kind of my mission statement. I do a lot of pro bono work, but I don't think that good representation should be costly, and I don't think that it should be out of reach for anybody. The criminal justice system, as well as any other court system, is very confusing. If it's your first time in it, it can be very daunting and a bit intimidating. And my focus was to make that more transparent and make it more available to the everyday person.
Who are the typical clients that you serve?
So it's a gamut of people. I've got people that are appointed to me via different courts. That's where kind of the pro bono work comes in more to play. And those could be homeless or transient people, addicts that are trying to recover. So my focus now is to find some sort of service-based program that can maybe find these individuals licensing, a job, housing, things of that nature. And that's been my focal point for the last year or so. Aside from that, I also get the higher profile people, the people that own multiple businesses, or the out-of-town visitor. Old Town Scottsdale is a very popular spot now. It's really a range of individuals, from the completely unrepresented, underserved, to those who have the adequate means to find counsel.
It's fascinating. I love that. Why do you think your clients choose to work with you?
What's unique about my law firm is you don't get shuffled around with a bunch of people. When you call my law firm, you get me. I like to establish that relationship immediately because it's important to know who's fighting for your rights, and you need to know who's standing beside you.
Talk to me a little bit about what your goals are for the remainder of this year and going into next year, and maybe just generally with respect to your practice.
Sure. So we are starting to grow as a practice, bring on more, I guess, law student-based attorneys that don't have the predisposed notions of how a court should operate. And I want to stress into them what our job is as an attorney. It's to genuinely help people. If people are calling a law firm, it's because something has gone wrong and they need help. Also, I want to reach out more to my own community, the Indian community. There aren't a lot of Indian lawyers. That's really my goal, is to empower my community and reach out more to my community, as well as every other individual here in Arizona.
Got it. So let's talk about your practice areas in a little bit more detail, so our audience understands all the different, or a better understanding of the different scenarios where they can reach out to you. Can you talk about what business litigation includes? Is that from anything from setting up a corporation to what?
Exactly that. But the scope of it is anywhere from I'm trying to buy this company, I'm trying to acquire this company, I'm trying to create a company. It varies from anything business related. It's all civil law, and easiest example would be setting up a corporation. I can do that, no problem.
Let's talk about personal injury. Who are the types of people that are coming to you? What types of scenarios?
So the most I get are motor vehicle accidents. Slip and fall cases are definitely there, as well as medical malpractice, bad faith, things like that. But the majority of what I handle are motor vehicle. I also like to take the cases that other firms reject because the amount that they would get in contingency is too low for them. That doesn't matter for me. You still deserve that representation. And I pride myself on ensuring that the customer, the individual who retains me, will ultimately make more than me. I know a lot of law firms say, look, we're taking the 33% flat no matter what. You end up with hefty bills and future medical expenses. And at the end of the day, you're not really making anything. And the lawyer's walking away with a hefty paycheck. I'm very unique in the way that I make sure that the person I'm representing is taken care of before I am. It's important to let them know that they're in good hands.
Touched on trusts and estates. Who's sort of the typical client for that? What do they look like? Age range, things like that?
Right now, I'm targeting towards anywhere from my age range, from the like mid 30s to early 40s. I do have clients that are in their 70s that are trying to modify things. I do have clients that are in their 50s that are setting up their first trust because now they have an enormous amount of wealth. We have clients with over $1 million in assets that need very, very tightly drawn trusts kind of crafted. We have people that have $20,000 to their name that don't see the benefit of the trust. We sit down and explain that to them. Irrespective for your financial future, it is important to put something like that in place.
Got it. Okay, let's talk about criminal defense. DUIs, what are we talking about?
DUIs are the most popular. DUIs are definitely the most popular, especially here in Arizona. We have a zero tolerance policy here. So you can be below that 0.08 legal limit and still get a DUI here in Arizona. Furthermore, even though marijuana is recreational, you can still get a DUI for it. But DUIs being the most popular. After that, I do a lot of domestic violence cases. And a lot of people have the misnomer of, I didn't do anything violent. Why am I getting charged with domestic violence? In Arizona, it operates under an umbrella. There's 3 different types of domestic violence cases. You have to either be an immediate family member, you have to be in a romantic relationship or a previous romantic relationship, and or you have to be roommates. If it falls under one of those 3 subcategories, it automatically classifies as domestic violence. I'm very passionate about those because, Irfan, we're both married men. We've had disagreements with our wives, and sometimes things get blown out of proportion. After that, you've got the criminal damage, you've got the trespassing, you've got the bar fights, the assaults. And as of late, another thing I'm trying to champion in Scottsdale is more advocacy for victims of prostitution. There's a large female population here that are being trafficked, and it's actively known, but the court simply labels them as a prostitute, assigns them 15 days of jail, and lets them go. And I've had several meetings with therapists and doctors that have understood the kind of the dichotomy of where this starts and how it works. And I'm trying to develop a program in Scottsdale specifically to allow them more rehabilitation rather than punishment.
Gosh, do you ever get emotionally drained?
All the time. My days are super long. It should be tiring, but it's not, because I enjoy it. And when I get those calls, when I get the Google reviews of what I've done to help someone, that's what drives me. And I really, really appreciate all the feedback I get from all my past clients.
Fascinating. Listen, I really enjoy working with clients who want to be clients, if that makes sense.
Sure.
I enjoy working with folks who I'm proud of, right? We all want to work with people whose philosophy we share. We want to work with people who we admire and respect, and it's really an honor and pleasure to help support you in any way. So thanks for being a client. I really appreciate working with you, and let's continue to grind it out, man.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me today, and I appreciate everything you've done for me and helped me as a small business owner. It's unparalleled, and the guidance and advice you've given me have really helped.
Awesome. All right. Well, listen, you have a great weekend, and we will talk soon.
Thank you for watching. Did you enjoy today's episode? Don't forget to subscribe so you'll be notified with our next one.